Am I an old lady yet? Because I'm just ready to wear like really loud fabrics. I like this one, and I know I've got more. Look at this thing. I hurt my back, so I can barely walk. Check out that. Is that loud or what? I don't think I'd wear it at this point. Maxi dress. You can't even see how long it is. I'm just ready to like rock all the grandma patterns, which, believe me, I have this. It's inside out, but you can see, look at that. That's grandma. I don't know if that is, but I really like this pattern. And check this out. I don't think that's really even grandma. This is so cool. Can't even see how cool that is. When I was 19, I got accepted to go to fashion design school, and I never went, but I really was like, I still am into fashion, but I could have just been one of those, like, I've gotten rid of a lot of the fabrics that are super loud. One of those like haute couture crazy people that wear like bird cages on their head and stuff. See, there's one. Woo woo. I like that. These aren't that much. Another like dress thing. This one's in my closet, but we'll see if I ever wear it. I'm just ready for it. I'm ready to wear like the really loud prints and stuff. I was about to like go put makeup on and then come back because I'm like getting ready to go to the doctor's right now, but I just instead decided to like do my routine and put it on right now while I'm talking. So I did a DEXA bone density scan 2 years ago. I did it in August of 2020, and at that time my lumbar spine was a -3, which was like full on osteoporosis. And then I had osteopenia in my left femur, my left hip, which are like the spots that get the most vulnerable and like prone to breakage, right? So at that time, I had only done steroids, which are super bad for causing osteoporosis. Once or twice. I didn't do them very much. Okay, so I'm laying in bed editing this video, and that's totally wrong. I actually got prednisone every time I did chemo, right? Because that's part of the pre-med that they give. I got 6 rounds of chemo, so that would have been 6 rounds of steroids. And then I also got the steroids when I had this ITP issue that was diagnosed after chemo. So I actually did it 6 times for chemo, and then probably 3 other times. So probably 9 different rounds of doing steroids. Because I had the ITP, and it's one of the main things, you know, it like suppresses the immune system when you have an autoimmune problem so that you can like, you know, get better. And I did that. I had to get a new bone density scan, and I got it just recently. And like my doctor called me and told me that, oh, like that's fun. Told me that my osteoporosis in my lumbar spine had gotten significantly worse. If you look online at the tables that show osteoporosis and osteopenia, osteoporosis is like -3. It's 3 standard deviations below 0, and 0 is the threshold of somebody who's like my age. I'm 48, and I don't know if it's just age and weight. I'm not sure about that, but I know it's at least just age, so that would be 0. If I was like in line with other women at 48, I would have 0. So if it's +1, that means like you're a little bit better than other people your same age and your same like details. So I was -3. It means it was like 3 standard deviations below 0, which was the average. And now it's saying that I'm like significantly worse. Does this work? It's kind of funny. I guess I'll leave it. Than it was, and I don't know how bad that could be. If the scale was all the way up to -3, and I was at -3 and it's significantly worse, like what is that? There's like nothing left. I am about to go see my oncologist, he's my hematologist and my oncologist, and I've had him for, you know, for 5 years. And he's the one, his office called and said like, you have osteoporosis, which I already knew. I don't know what he's gonna say. I have no clue what he's gonna say, but I have not been doing the aromatase inhibitor. I don't know if he remembers. He might be, oh, I could do that in here. He might not be happy about that. I know he won't be. But he also knows that quality of life is really important to me. So just for the record, turns out he doesn't have a problem with me not taking the aromatase inhibitor. I don't remember exactly why he said, but I think it had to do with the fact that it just doesn't prevent a reoccurrence by much, and yet there are a lot of side effects. So I haven't been doing it, but with doing the aromatase inhibitor, the other thing that they make you do, because the aromatase inhibitor decreases the bone density, it's like bad for the bone. With that though, they do the Lupron injection, and the Lupron injection either like slows the bone density loss, I'm not really sure what it does. I know it's bone strengthening to do the Lupron injection, so I need to ask him about that, but I don't know if I said, but the main reason I was getting the bone density scan right now is because my naturopathic medical doctor wanted me to, because she strongly felt like I should be going on testosterone. And so she said there's like a compound that's specifically formulated for women because it's different for women and men, like the kind of testosterone, or I don't know, something like that. I'm gonna be getting like a lotion, and she wanted to get the baseline and see like, okay, what's your bone density? And her office called me yesterday and just said, wow, you know, you really need this. So the fact that I got my ovaries out on top of whatever kind of like bone loss problems I was already having, it's not looking good. And if I was doing the aromatase inhibitor, I'm sure I probably would have broken a bone by now. So the thing that set me off though was that I was lifting some weights, because they say like strengthen your bones, lift weights, right? I think I'm done in here. So I was doing that, and I went and I picked up this kettlebell that was 35 pounds, which is like, normally I feel like I could just pick it up, but I picked it up cold, you know, I hadn't warmed up or anything, and I hurt my back. It was hurting for like a day, and then it felt like it went away. And then this morning, I went to pick up my cat. I got down to the ground and like I couldn't move. It was that bad. I was stuck on the ground, sitting like this. It's hurting. I took 650 milligrams of Tylenol, and I think that's helping me a little bit, but I have a friend coming over to take me to the doctor because I don't really feel comfortable. I don't feel safe driving right now, so I'm really excited about the testosterone. I don't know if he's gonna want me to do the aromatase inhibitor, how that whole thing's gonna go. The other thing is that I'm starting subcutaneous immunoglobulin, and I was on the phone with the pharmacist today talking about all the details. Oh my God, there's so much about it. I have to put in 3 needles, and like I have to do it every week, and it's supposed to be a benefit, you know, to be able to do it at home and not have to go to the infusion center. And I'm just not sure if it's gonna be a benefit. I'm gonna see how I tolerate it. I'm gonna see if I can put needles into my body. And then I'm just awaiting back results from my urine analysis test, the hair mineral test, and then I did the Dutch test for the first time, which a lot of people do who are trying to treat cancer naturally. So also ordered like a stool test from Everlywell. I don't know if you've ever heard of them, but oh, they came on the scene, I don't know, in the last couple of years or something like that. And you prick your finger and like you drop blood onto a card. And I did that before, and I was able to find my estradiol and testosterone and cortisol and stuff like that. Did order another test from them. So I kind of just want to get like a refresher. I feel like I haven't looked at some of those numbers in a long time, and then I'm probably just gonna let it be for a while. It's so expensive, costing like $1,500 or $2,000 or something for me to even just do all this right now. But I feel like once a year I can justify that. It's all out of pocket, you know? Even the subcutaneous IG is really expensive. I learned that, okay, people have to donate. It takes thousands of donors. So that, like, number one, for me to have one infusion, thousands of donors. And the new fact I just learned was that they scrub and process the plasma that's donated for a year. It's like a year-long process before it's able to like go to market and be utilized by somebody like me. So thousands of people in a year long. I cannot believe that this happens, that people do it. Well, the pharmacist today told me that she lives in a college town and happens to be like where that manufacturer is. I think it's Grifols, like Grifols or FFOLS. And they pay college students actually to donate blood, and they can do it like once a week. So she said they pay them like $100 per donation. So that's probably why this stuff is so damn expensive, you know, because they're having to pay people to donate. But I feel very fortunate, you know, to have that option, because it's keeping me going as far as my platelets go. And at this point, I've got massive chronic ITP. I had 0 health issues before cancer, and I'm watching a friend of mine go through stage 4 colon cancer right now, and she's not doing any standard of care, and she looks to me like she's just really slipping away, and on her way, she's just dying slowly, and it's painful, but she has watched like my own deterioration. Like there's a way in which I've gotten through cancer. You know, I have no evidence of disease right now. I mean, God, you know, I'm so lucky that I am able to stay NED, yet like the price I'm paying, you know, they say you're sick by the time I mean, if you're diagnosed with cancer, you're sick. So they poison you and like you get sick in these other ways, but they're trying to keep you from dying, you know? It's just crazy, actually. It's amazing that we have the treatments and options that we have, and yet at the same time, like, wow, I am having no end of like, you know, side effect or ripple effect of all these sort of like health issues. I'm 48, I just turned 48 recently, and I truly feel like I'm 78. I mean, I don't know what 78 is like. I actually know 78-year-olds that are probably more healthy than I am, but I can't believe it. It's amazing to me. I was diagnosed at 43 and I was just at the peak of health. I was so healthy. I really was. Like, I ate organic, I exercised every day, and I mean rigorous exercise multiple times a week. It didn't make really any sense, you know. There's so much more to it, I think, than meets the eye, you know. That's a whole other topic. I'm watching myself, like, so many things are changing. I have so much hope in this testosterone cream. I am praying. I read that it can take up to a month or even longer for a woman to, like, see the effects, feel the effects. And there's, like, the data out there is so focused on sexual wellness and sex drive and like that. And there's some other doctors out there that are talking about how good it is for like muscle mass, maintaining a healthy weight, and skin health, and then just general well-being. I mean, to me, God, I don't even care about sex drive. You know, I don't have a partner now, so that's probably why, but I care greatly about my well-being and just my general state of like, how do I feel? Like when you wake up in the morning, are you like excited about life or what? You know, that we have testosterone, we owe to testosterone from what I can tell, from what I'm learning. So it's interesting though, because as somebody who, I got like a random hair, as somebody who had a hormone-driven breast cancer, they do not want you to do hormone replacement therapy. It's just considered not an option for you. And I was reading that when you do testosterone, that testosterone converts to estrogen. So I don't know how that works. I know I am putting myself a little bit more at risk, but my God, you know, I got my ovaries out, so I know there's still estrogen production in my body, but it is greatly less. Well, here's another thing I'm wrong about. The doctor said that once you're postmenopausal, estrogen's not produced in your ovaries anymore. It's produced in your adrenals. So, and I said, am I at risk by taking this testosterone? And he said, yes, you are. And there haven't been a lot of studies out there to prove that it's actually a bad idea or that it increases the risk of recurrence for breast cancer. He said that's also true with estrogen. So both estrogen and testosterone haven't been well studied for someone with a hormone-driven cancer. So it's just risky either way. So I'm just praying that, just kind of like you have to like weigh the situation, you know? Like, I want to feel decent every day. I'm relying heavily on caffeine to like keep me up, you know, just to keep me like upright and get me through the day. I know a lot of people also use caffeine. I read something that said like 80% of people have caffeine, but then I just read that caffeine can also really impact like bone density as well, like pretty significantly, I think so. Oh my God. It's like, if it's not one thing, it's the other. It's just, it is such a balancing act. You just have to choose what it's going to be. And I think somehow try to be moderate and try to stay in the middle, and that's what I'm doing. I feel like I'd be up for anything to strengthen my bones, because if I'm 48 and I picked up my 10-pound cat and I couldn't get off the ground, like, I don't know if I have a little minimal fracture or what, but I cannot imagine what that would be like in 10 years, or if I'm lucky enough to live longer than that, 20 years. I you know, my bones are not strong, they're vulnerable and they're weak, so I definitely need help with that. Anyway, I already said I'm gonna do like one of my little try-ons, but I love this shirt. It's just like, It's got that loud grandma print, which I was talking about, but it's got the wrap, you know, and it has the wrap here, and I just absolutely love it. Because having the pattern really takes away from the flatness. You know, you could still look and see like, oh, she doesn't really have breasts, but it doesn't really draw your eyes. Say if I was just like wearing this tank top, it would be like, whoa, you know? So I want to do one of those fashion try-ons again because it was really fun. Anyway, take care. Thanks for following my journey. Kitty. Hey. Oh, hi, baby. She's my sweet little girl. He's my sweet little boy. He's adorable. Say hi, Puffy. Okay, take care.